Alright, so today I'm back in the barn and I am going to be testing a generally light review on a new PCP air rifle I got, the Hatsan Flash QE in 22 caliber. I threw on a scope that I had. It was, I think it's a Leapers UTG 4 to 16 by 40, and just happened to have a scope mount, and it just holds it above the height of the magazines, which really worked out really well. I didn't actually have to buy anything extra. I had that from something else. Yesterday I actually received this and just ran it over the cranny a little bit and played with the magazines, and up front, I got to be honest, just fiddling with it, I was a little disappointed. Let me see if there's, I don't know if you can see that chamber. Looks a little rough, but maybe it's supposed to look like that. And I'll throw a picture on the video, but anyway, yesterday I had a lot of trouble with these magazines. I had trouble with the Crosman Premier Hollow Point 14.3, which I made sure that everything was all in there correctly, at least the way I could tell. They were getting hung up on one edge, and I'll try to throw a picture. It didn't happen with the giant Barracuda Powers 21 grain that are kind of copper colored. Nice looking pellets, by the way. And then when I switched over to the single shot pellet tray, obviously then it worked like a charm. So nothing gave me any trouble. But just not real thrilled with, I don't know, maybe they just need to be broken or loosened up, or I have no idea. But so far, neither one of them have worked very satisfactorily to me. I think I realize this is a budget PCP, but well, I mean, I want stuff to work right. So in any case, oh yeah, plus the speeds didn't impress me very much. I averaged out right around 997 with RWS Hobby, 26.25 foot-pounds. When I did shoot the Crossman hollow points 14.3, I got 926 average, or 27 point something foot-pounds. JSB gave me the highest at 857 feet per second, which I still think they should be in the low nines, but based on the marketing and advertising, which was like 29 and a half foot-pounds. Barracudas, barely breached 757 and 754. And the polymags, oh, anyway, that was 26.9. And the polymags were between 895 and 902 for about 28.9 foot-pounds. In any case, I saw this advertised before I ordered it everywhere for anywhere from 1070 to 1120. And then there's the whole Hatsan only uses, average pellets, which makes everyone think somewhere between a 14 grain and a 16 grain, something of that nature. Lots of write-ups, lots of videos all over. Midway USA, Airgun Depot, Pyramid Air, they all had them listed around, and I did actually screenshot some of them, anywhere from 1120 per second to 1070 feet per second, and all of a sudden it's 970 feet per second. So all kinds of different info. There's also an incredibly well laid out Airgun Depot review video on this, where the guy's talking about getting 38 foot-pounds of energy with the 22 caliber, which is exactly what I've got here. And I can tell you, I'm a solid 10 foot-pounds energy below that. So basically, I realize it's it's a tad powerful, but it is not so far what it's been advertised to. So okay, now I'm gonna try a little accuracy testing with the different pellets, and I'm basically 11 yards from the end of the muzzle to the target down here. Typically I only do 30 feet, but I wanted to just stretch out as much as I can. I could move some more of this stuff, but it's just not worth it. It's only just a little bit further. So, we'll see what happens here. I so pulled that one. Wow, it sure seemed to like those sniper lights. I pulled that one. I know that I didn't. I think I pulled one here. I think the Barracuda Hunters were the most, yeah, I guess erratic, if you could call it that. But anyway, that's the accuracy part of the test. I guess I'm pretty happy with that, because even though I was benching it, it turned out I was only benching it on one, just the front, so I still had to have it against my shoulder, and I could tell I was moving a little bit. I think I was kind of tired from pumping, to be honest with you. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's too bad. I don't know if I get a good angle on that, but well, I'm happy with the accuracy, so that's a real good thing. The power is acceptable, but I would not call it exceptional. I still think it's a little bit less than what it claimed to be. But overall, I like it. I wouldn't say I love it. I love my Bull Boss, but I'll tell you that's a nice, powerful handful of rifle there. But this is just an acceptable little. I'd call this more field grade than some big beast like they were marketing it. So anyway, not to sound like a downer, just saying it's okay. It was worth what I paid for it, but I'm glad I didn't pay anything more, because then I wouldn't have found it to be worthwhile. So. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got some ideas on whether you like it or not. Thanks for watching, and take care. Okay, so this is part one, review or test. The last time I had this out, I think it's a few days ago, we tested for on the chronograph, and although the numbers weren't bad, I had kind of whined, complained that they weren't what I had hoped for, what they advertised them at. I looked in the manual, and it would seem that they have watered down the specs. Now they claim it's only 970 feet per second max, and I think it's 31 foot-pounds of energy. So that's a far cry from the 1120 feet per second and the 38 foot-pounds that was all claimed in the beginning. And the biggest problem I had, of course, was the non-feeding of the pellets. So anyway, I've contacted Hatsan through their customer service, warranty service. They're looking into it. We're talking about some, a replacement magazine or two. I've got another idea. A lot to do with what's going on in the chamber. I think that something might be up. Let me go out this way. I think something, if you look at that chamber, I don't know how good this camera can focus, but that chamber's kind of got some scallops. But anyway, so right now what I'm shooting is some H&N Field Target Trophy 14.66 domed pellets, and those ones may give me trouble, similar to any of the other domed. So far, almost any domed, including or even hollow points like Crossman, Premier Hollow Points, Barracuda, Hunter, and Hunter Extreme, they've all been jamming up. It's like the magazine when it catches on the edge of the chamber. And here's some Ruger pointed super points, 16.9 or grain. So I got a feeling these are going to feed, and I got a feeling these aren't. But, we'll give it a shot. I pumped her up to 200 bar, and I'm only going to be at 10 yards. It's not really anything. I'm not testing accuracy necessarily. Just want to see if it works, it feeds, if I can get 24 shots. I've got both magazines loaded, 12 each. So we'll see. And we'll just go from there and see what happens. So I'm going to start out the Ruger pointed. So that's the Ruger pointed 16.9. See what happens. Okay, so far so good. The first pointed one went in, so we'll see if the rest of them work like that. Okay, that one felt a little gritty. That one did. Uh-oh. Okay, kind of jammed up on me here. I'm going to take. Okay, so one pellet got munched. Alright, I took pictures of it. Now let's see if I can get through the rest of the magazine here. Yeah, now they're all munching up on me. It's like the magazine won't advance far enough. Wow, nice accuracy. That I pulled because I was stressing over this crummy magazine / chamber issue. I'm really getting crabby with this. Okay, so there is the damage it did to that pellet. Okay, then another one, and now I gotta see. I don't know if I can get this viewfinder. It's just a little action cam with no viewfinder. But let me put that on safe. So what's happened now is, this magazine is in as far as I can go. Obviously it's got that weird loose fitting, but it's only partially like the point is just in past the chamber, and the chamber edge is probably cutting in to the taper of the tip of the pellet. So obviously it's partially in, so I have to kind of wiggle it and shake it, and eventually I'm gonna be able to get it out, because I always do. Only a couple did I have to get a ramrod, and those were the Crossman Premier Hollow Points. Okay, so we've got that same thing going on. Hopefully you can see it, but again, I'll insert a picture. But right on the right hand, as you're in my position, right hand edge, it's not going, it's either the magazine is not advancing far enough, or something's wrong with the magazine, or something's wrong with the chamber, because this has been going on since I got it. But it looks like the magazine is advanced far enough, so there could be an issue with the chamber and or the cut of this magazine. Maybe being an injection molded piece of plastic, maybe it shrunk too much. But both magazines do it, and it seems to be getting worse. Sometimes lead-free ones, I was able to slide those through. Some Barracuda Power that were like copper coated, they slid through like grease. But boy, any other pellets, they just get all hung up, and it's so frustrating. So let me try. Okay, I fiddled around a little bit, see if I can get these last couple pointed ones to feed. Again, I'm going to be very careful how I put that in. You know, I'm going to try something. I am going to try, well, carefully, putting pressure on it without being like a gorilla man. No, it just doesn't. Man, I just do not understand this. This is so frustrating. And now we're stuck again. So, and it's that exact same problem. So if for some reason either these magazines are not functioning correctly internally, they are not lining up with the chamber bore, or the chamber bore is crooked inside of the, I guess the receiver block or bore block, action block, whatever you want to call it. But in any case, it is like really mega frustrating. So when I go to load these, I won't obviously use the damaged one, but I can even get it out. Yeah, it really for some reason it's messing up the skirt too. That's the part I don't understand. Because the probe goes right in the back, so I don't know if it's like pushing on the little star-shaped gizmo in there, or what. I have no idea, but I mean, obviously these aren't the highest quality pellets, but at the same time, it's been happening with really, really good quality pellets as well. So it's not just these. Okay, so if we do that counterclockwise, yada yada, there we go. So yeah, really frustrating, because these were absolutely fine when I picked them. I actually picked out the best ones I could find. And the other day, pointed ones were working, so all of a sudden now today they're not. And maybe it was the other magazine I had them in. But if I carefully load it in the chamber, you can see that I can actually just line it up very gently. Oh, just dropped right in. I mean, so there's no rough edges, or, well, I shouldn't say that. There's some weird scalloping, but I mean, that pellet just dropped in. I didn't even have to fight it or push it or anything. So it really is an alignment issue, and I don't know if it's the chamber or these mags. Hatsan kind of told me that they're going to look into it, and I'm hoping to get a replacement mag or two. And as I push this bolt in, it's just like butter. So it's these magazines. So I'm going to take one last shot and call it good. Gotta go and eat dinner. Oh, nice. Sorry, I get excited when I shoot fairly well, even when I'm frustrated. So, I mean, the accuracy is, I'm really, really happy with that. I mean, because I'm actually been around, so yeah, that's very good. So now if we and the power, yeah, you know, again, it's meeting their new specs, but it's not meeting the old. So it's a it's a powerful unit, but it's not the most powerful, obviously. My Bull Boss just runs circles around this, but then again, it's a more expensive PCP rifle. All right, I have to go, but thanks again, and I'll let you know what Hatsan says if I get this resolved. But right now, I'm really, really disappointed with the state of these magazines and what's going on. So, well, hopefully I get it resolved. Thanks. Bye.